The Caucasian. You are a Caucasian. You are also an Israelite, according to Noah Webster in the Holy Bible. The Webster Encyclopedia of Dictionaries, copyright 1958, by the Literary Press, page 64, says, quote unquote, Caucasian pertains to the white race originating from the Caucasus Mountains near the Black Sea. The Holy Bible states that the house of Israel would be scattered north of the river Euphrates. You can find it in 1 Kings 14:15. This promise was fulfilled when, in 721 BC, all 10 tribes were taken into captivity and driven by the Assyrians into the Caucasus Mountains, located between the Caspian and Black Sea. 2 Kings 17:6, 2 Kings 18:9 through 11. Hosea the prophet in his book, chapter 2, verse 6 says, quote, I will hedge up thy way with thy thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her paths. In this way, Yahweh was making it clear that the tribes of Israel were not to return to Palestine. As Jacob Israel left the mountains and migrated into Europe and finally to North America, they became known as the race of Caucasians. And that's what we are. And this is our history. And this is what we are teaching about here today in the name of Yahweh. This is for all for you to know and to understand.
Which is all bullshit. And I'm going to prove it real quick, too. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Yakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Green Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there, onto like foreigners. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. There's no way in hell the Caucasians are the Hebrew Israelites. All right. Now, what it Caucasian means, he just broke it down, right? Out of the devil's own mouth. Good. I'm glad he said that. Obadiah 1. I started Obadiah 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us raise up against her in battle. And that ambassador, when you go into the actual history, not some fugazi history that this guy is trying to bring up. The actual history that was Gomar Nassau, all right, which was the president of Egypt during, was it 1950, if I'm not mistaken, all right, which was the 6-Day War. Now, during that time of process, he made a statement. How can the Jews leave here white? I mean, that's saying, how can the Jews leave here black and come back white? All right. So that actually happens, showing that this Bible is a living testimony, is a living book, is actual history. And a lot of times when we bring out the same scriptures is because we're still living in them. And it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, that I greatly despise. Out of all people in the nation of the 18 nations that the Lord established, Esau, Edom is the smallest, cannot reproduce themselves. All right. They lack, the sun hates them, the earth hates them. Okay. They had to create a artificial environment in order for them to survive, when the actual earth does not benefit them. And it's gonna go on. It says, a pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. So he said it out of his own mouth, Caucasian, that was dwelling in the mountains, right? The only people that was known for dwelling in the mountains is the Edomites. All right, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So the Caucasians, and it's like, that was just the only one. Okay, Job. I'll start at 1:30 and 1. I'm gonna go back to Obadiah 2, but says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would not have disdained to have dwelt to have who have disdained to set with the dogs of my flock. Which why? Because they were into bestiality. Whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom old age was perish. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in the former time, desolate and waste. And the thing that comes into mind that we always bring it out, they call it medieval myth, but it was not a myth. It was called the wild men. All right. And it says, who cut up mellows by the bushes and the juniper roots from their meat, meaning they'll eat anything. They were driven forth from among men. So that means they was casted out from among normal men. Okay? They was casted out. Like you or no, get away from us. They cried after them as after a thief. So why they was casted out from normal people? Because they was calling them thieves. Thief, thief, thief. Get out of here, you thief. Right? To dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. So what is Job? Who is Job talking about? He's talking about the Edomites. All right. Job was talking about the Edomites. It is their nature to be this way. They'll bring out the picture of a Neanderthal. They were the Neanderthals. They're the ones that was eating their grandmother's skulls, eating food out of their grandmother's skulls, drinking out of skulls and shit. Right? Refuse to take showers. Be beastmen of the earth. That is them. And it was casted out to go what? To go where? To be pushed into caves. So the notion of Caucasians or Israelites is out of the fucking question. Okay, is out of the question. And why was that put out there? Because they had to push an agenda. To be that way, you have to be a low person. All right, you have to be a person of no value. To be as a beast, to be the basis of men. It says among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. So that bray meaning, so right here, NLT, they sound like animals howling among the bushes. So they didn't have a language. And the best movie to watch is Catch a Quest for Fire. That's who Esau Edom is. The Caucasians, the cave dwellers. All right. So the Caucasians, the cave dwellers, the people that dwells in caves, which goes back, if you don't believe me, let me see if I get it. Mount, if I'm spelling it right. Nah. Oh, I knew it. Let me see if I can find it. Deuteronomy. You know they dwelt in Mount Seir, but there's another mount. I mean, it does say that the Lord gave them, allowed them to have it. There it is. No, that's not the one. It's in Deuteronomy. It tells you about Esau. Well, you see in the book it says this, and they bring out some scriptures, and not even understand what the scriptures is talking about. Matter of fact, I gotta go into that one too. I just want to get this one. Mm. Salakia. Or maybe it's not that. Hold on. Let me see. Edom, I know. Huh. Genesis 36 and 8. I didn't realize that. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be here. Slakia. Yeah, it's Genesis. Genesis 36 and 7, I believe. Okay. Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house and his cattle and, and all his beasts and all his substance which he had gotten in the land of Canaan and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob, because the blessing went down to Jacob. All right. For their riches were more than that they might dwell together. And the land wherein they were strangers came not bare before the cause of their cattle. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. And it gives you, but there's something else. So Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. Mount Seir is the mountains. All right. But there's a, see if I can find it. It's going to bother me some. Oh, wait a minute. How did I get to here? Get this Mount, because Mount Seir wasn't even, they didn't belong to them. It belonged to somebody else. It belonged to the Hamites. Let's see if I can get this. I want to get this. Genesis 36 and 8. You go to precept, the commentary, which is like a precept. Deuteronomy. Okay. Because it said the Lord allowed him to have it. Come on. Deuteronomy 2. Outside of 1. And then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days, and the Lord spake unto me, saying, Ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward, and commanded thou the people, saying, Ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves. Meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land. Don't. So hey, so what did that idiot said? They say, yeah, we the Caucasians, yeah, they were sent to the mountains. The Israelites. So the Lord said, no, that's their land. All right, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for his possession. So the Lord gave Mount Seir to Esau. Okay, but let me see if I get that. It's gonna bother me. I know. No. Bible, KJV. Behave yourself. I know it's not this one. Can't be. No. Well, yeah. Yep. For some odd reason, I can't find it. So, Lord willing, I'll do a show on it when I find it. But Mount Seir didn't originally belong um, to Esau, but the Lord allowed him to take that land. All right. So when it comes to the mountains and mountain dwellers, that goes to Edomites. They are known for doing that. So that guy was completely off, of course. He said, where?
History is a lie. Why are you called a Caucasian? Caucasian, you are also an Israelite according to Noah Webster in the Holy Bible.
Which is a goddamn lie.
Encyclopedia of Dictionaries, copyright 1958 by the Literary Press, page 64, says, quote unquote, Caucasian.
Okay. All right, I see what I was looking. 1 Kings 14. It's 1 Kings 14, 15, he said? For the Lord will smite Israel as a reed as shaken in the water. It shall root up Israel out of the land, out of this good land, which he have given to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the river, because they have made their groves, provoking the Lord their power. So what the hell? Where did he get that from? Hold on.
Pertains to the white race originating from the Caucasus Mountains near the Black Sea. The Holy Bible states that the house of Israel would be scattered north of the river Euphrates. You can find.
Well, you just read that. He didn't say that, but go on. And he says,
was fulfilled when, in 721 BC, all 10 tribes were taken into captivity and driven by the Assyrians into the Caucasus Mountains, located between the Caspian and Black Sea.
that's a lie.
2 Kings 17:6.
All right. 2 Kings 17:6. Let's see what this says. That's a fucking lie. Well, what do you expect from the devil? 2 Kings 17:6. It says, in the ninth year, no, sorry. It said 17:6, right? In the ninth year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away in Assyria and placed them in Halah, in the harbor by the river of Giza, and in the cities of the Medes. So where did he get where you get mountains from? Where I don't. All right. It says the city of the Mediterranean, Mesopotamia, under the Assyrian control, where the Israelites were captives. Talking about the 10 tribes, right? So where's the mountains? Where did he say? I'm just trying to figure out where did he come from, because if it says it, I mean, it's not gonna say they went to the mountains. They was cast out of the land, yes, which is biblically correct. But they did not go into the mountains. According to the scriptures, they went to a land, which a land was Assyrius, which you go to the Apocrypha, it tells you a land where no man dwell. So they made a pact with themselves. So where did he get the notion of they went up to the rivers? So I'm just trying to find Gizon on the Middle East. That's all it says. That's all it says. It's not, they say nothing about going to no fucking mountains. That's the main thing. I was just trying to find. It says the ninth year of Hosea, the king of Assyria, took Samaria, where Samaria was where land, the northern kingdom was dwelling, and carried away Israel away into Assyria, and placed them in Halah, in the harbor, by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes. So the Medes, biblical map. I just want to do this for the fun of it, because this, what the hell? I didn't ask for this. Oh, I was looking draconian. Biblical map. Biblical map of, okay. Syrian captivity. All right, so let's see what this says. All right, there's, oh, come on. Cooperate with me here. So the 10 tribes, come on, clear. Samaria right here. It was cast out, right? So they went up past Damascus. Damascus is Syria. Why this thing is acting like a fool? All right, this is better. All right, which is Assyria, Gizon, Haran. Okay, this is the Harbor River. So this is where there was, you could say, so what I'm looking for. Damn it, like a concentration camp. They concentrated them there. Okay, but it doesn't say that was the fucking mountains. That's my point. So where did this Edomite got the nerve? Okay, where did he got the nerve? Nineveh's right here, the harbor, ashore. Should I even look for it? This is the great river Euphrates. So I'm just trying to figure out where he gets the mountains. Why? Because it was high up. Because it was above. That's where you get the idea that. So Esau's a goddamn liar and the father of it, and the agenda always been the same. It's to ensure that the lie keep on going. This is why, matter of fact, we get same thing, right? No, we go back to Obadiah. This is why this devil gotta go. He's a fucking liar. I was just trying to find, like, okay, where was these mountains that he so claimed that the Lord told him to go to the mountains? He didn't tell him to go to no mountains. It says, but he told Esau, he allowed Esau to go to the mountains. All right, and it says 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is on high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Matter of fact, let's look up since I'm going to look into the map business, let's look up Mount Seir. The Mount Seir. Now we want image, but we want, oh boy, not that image. Oh, was it Basra? Oh, I just want the image. Well, that's not what I was looking for. Oh, Basra is the Bible. Prophesied as the Bible. That's not the picture I was looking for. There it is. That's the picture I'm looking for. The water Yahweh Shai. Don't this look familiar? So like, why Basra? Why Mount Seir Basra looks so familiar? Because the same architect, the same people that was down there dwells today. All right. So there's habitation is on high. It says, verse 4, though I exalt thyself as an eagle, which was another symbol of Esau, Edom. That was not the symbol of Israel. Israel's symbol was mainly the lion, all right, the tribe of Judah, right? The eagle did not represent Israel. It says, and though thou set thy nest on among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the nest among the stars is satellites. The satellites that's projected up there is being projected by whom? Or not saying projected, but it's being controlled by whom? Esau. which was biblical prophecy. So ever since they went up to the stars, that was beginning of their downfall. That's not Israel, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So where did these guys get the notion, the idea, the balls, the gall to sit there and say that the Caucasians are Israel? Even their fraudulent history teaches you different. And the reason it goes back to the Caspian Sea, the Caucasus Mountains as well. And those were cave dwellers as well. It was the same people that got into Judaism. All right. So that had nothing to do with the land, period. But this has everything to do with the true Edomites of the Bible. It says, if these come to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut down? How art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the great gatherers came to thee, and would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. So Esau, who's the ones who you give that bread to? All these other nations, and the same nations, your alliance, NATO, EU, starting with those small hatters. All right, they're gonna turn on you. They setting you up. The scripture says, "The least of the flock shall draw them out." So, hey, that's why they call America Rome. They call America Babylon, Edom. All right, they use you up so they could destroy this place, and they're gonna help. They're helping destroying this place as I'm speaking. So all the lies, like I did the show, they had sent forth what 1,000 passes. I'm sorry, 1,000 passes, 1,000. And he said the guy said that he can make 100 more thousand to push the agenda of the small hatters, to protect them, to keep the narrative going. Okay, the world's trying to catch up. You got to keep the lies going. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? So why is the Lord consistently talking about Mount of Esau? Mount of Esau, Mount of Esau, Mount Seir. All right, because what? Because they are the ones that, to be quite honest, synonymous with mountain dwellers, cave dwellers. All right, and the ones that the Salakia, I didn't break that down. The grape gatherer that is going to take from you is the Lord, Yahweh Shai. All right, and the Lord is going to he's taking away all thy wisdom. It says, and the mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. Teman is the people that dwelled in the land of Germany, the wise men of Teman, small hatters that was dwelling there. With all the insight that they had, it's not going to be able to get them out of this predicament and out of all of Mount Seir, or out of all Esau, sorry. The Amalekites are the worst of the worst. To the end that every one of Mount Esau may be cut off by the slaughter. So with that, I'm just gonna end off on there. I don't want to make it too long. But Esau's a lie. He's a father of it. Shalom to the elect in the nation of Israel. Shalom.